Hello, good afternoon viewers. This afternoon we are going to learn English together. My name is Teacher Elizabeth, but you can call me Teacher Liz. That's my nickname. I'm glad to be with you this afternoon. Let's learn English together. We are going to learn English of daily life. Daily life. When we talk about daily life is everyday life English. The English you'll speak in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, any time of your life, daily life English. And today we are going to focus on adjectives. Adjectives. When I say adjectives, do you understand what adjectives means? Adjective means the words that talk about things, that describe things. We have these specific words that describe things. So together, let's start. Talking about things, there are very many things on this earth in our daily life. You can talk about clothes. You can talk about people and their behavior. How will you describe these things? So this afternoon, let's start with talking about things. You can see the things. When you look at the things, we have like a bicycle, we have toys, we have clothes, we have cars, but when you want to describe them, we have particular adjectives that we use. Okay, let's start. We have big, big. Can we learn the pronunciation of these adjectives? If something is big, is really this big, big. If you talk about something big, big. This is how much I can explain something big. And the opposite of big is small, small. What example can I give you? Maybe a big stone, a big mango, a small mango. And then we have large. Large is in terms of width. Large. Then we have tiny. Something tiny is something to do with small. You can say it is small, maybe a tiny insect, a tiny person. Some people can be tiny. And then we have huge. Huge. Huge is something that is beyond big. Something that is more than big, that is huge. Then we have tall. Tall. Tall, this is in terms of height. Height. A tall mountain. A tall tree. A tall man. A tall woman. And then we have something short. Short is the opposite of tall. A short tree, a short woman, a short man. Then we have something deep. Deep, this adjective is especially used when we're talking about water, in the sea, in the lake, in the river. When it is deep, it is so much inside down, like so deep. It goes so far away downwards in the water. Something deep, you can say the lake is so deep. For example, you can use the swimming pool. Maybe the swimming pool is deep. Deep. And then we have shallow. Shallow is something that is the opposite of deep. It is a bit almost on the surface. It is not deep. It is shallow. It does not go deep. When something is shallow, it is the opposite of deep. And then we have thin. Thin. Thin is something thin. Something that is a bit tiny in width. It is to be something that is thin, for example, the thread. Do you know the thread that we use for sewing? It is thin. But thin can also be used to describe a person. Some ladies are thin. Some men are thin. It can be related to the word small. But thin, it's something that is really smaller than thin. Okay, we had finished thin. Can you please try to listen to the pronunciation of these adjectives? These adjectives, they describe the size of things, size of people, size of anything. Now, let's go to thick. Thick. When something is thick, let me give you an example. We have just finished thin, maybe a thin line. This is thin, but then the thick line, the first one is a thin line, and the second one is a thick line. It is more highlighted. So you can say, oh, this porridge is thick. Oh, this porridge. You cannot say the porridge is thick, but you can say this material is thick, or this material is thin. Yes, let's go to the next vocabulary or the next adjective. We have high. 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 Something high, like a high mountain, a high building, very high. This is also in terms of height. And then we go to long. Long. Something that is very long. Long could also mean to be the opposite of short. A long thing or a short thing. Long. And then we have medium. Medium is also an adjective of size, maybe medium cloth. Some people are big and others are small, so the big people wear big size of clothes, maybe large, extra large, and then small people wear small clothes, small blouse, small coat, but then they are medium people, not so big and not small, but they are medium, so they wear medium size. Okay, those are some of the adjectives that describe size we can talk about this afternoon. To continue, let's talk about adjectives that talk about quality. Quality of something. The quality of something. We have adjectives like easy. Easy. Easy, you can use this to talk about a person. Oh, my friend is easy. That means this friend is not hard when it comes to making a decision. Is easy. Someone easy is understanding and is not so complicated. And then the work is easy when it comes to maybe the exercise in class. Oh, it is easy because you understand it. That is easy. And then we got something hard. Hard is the opposite of easy. Hard, it can be an exercise in the class. It is hard, you don't understand it. Oh, I don't know it, it's very hard. Or the person, your friend, your father, your mother, someone, your boss is hard. Someone who is hard, he does not take it easy. He does not take anything easy. Maybe it's not easy for him to understand things very fast. Maybe this hard person is so principled. You can say this person is principled to mean that the person is hard. Let's go to beautiful. Beautiful, it can be something, it can be a person. A beautiful girl, a beautiful dress when it comes to things, a beautiful city, a beautiful town, a beautiful insect, something beautiful. And then we have ugly. Ugly. Maybe it does not look good. Ugly is the opposite of beautiful. And then we have rich. Rich can be, this means the possession of things. If it comes to humanity, maybe a person having a lot of money is rich. A lot of property is rich. Oh, he's very rich. He has many buildings. He has a prospering company. He has this, he has that. He's rich. This is sometimes in terms of material, in terms of money, in terms of possessions. Yes. And then the opposite of rich is poor. Poor. Somebody that has less than he would actually need. Poor. He can hardly get the average of the things that he needs. This is a poor person. Okay? And then we have usual. Usual. Something usual is something of every day. This, for example, you say, this is a usual person. You usually see this person. A usual thing. This is everyday thing you can see. You easily see this thing. It's a usual situation. And then we go to unusual. The opposite of usual is unusual. Somebody you hardly see. Somebody you take a long time to see is unusual. A situation you hardly see, you take some time to see, it's unusual. Later, I'll give you more examples about these adjectives. Remember, we are talking about adjectives that describe quality. Quality. And then we have modern. Something modern is something of recent, something new, something like the trend, the style of now, not a long time ago, but now. That is modern. And then we go to outmoded. Outmoded is the opposite of modern. Outmoded is something or someone of long time ago, something that is out of date. Old style, old fashion. And then we have interesting. It can be a person, it can be an animal, it can be a movie that is interesting. Interesting person makes you happy, makes you feel okay with that person. Interesting movie is a movie that you watch and you don't feel like stopping. It is really nice, good. Something interesting is good, is nice. And then we have boring. Boring is the opposite of interesting. Oh, this movie is so boring. You feel like sleeping. You don't feel like going on and on and on. Oh, this person is boring. Maybe when this person speaks to you or when you're dealing with this person, you don't feel like you should continue. He's boring. She's boring. The movie is boring. It can even be a cloth. The cloth is boring. When you wear it, you don't feel like, oh, I feel comfortable. So it bores you. Then expensive. This is in terms of money in most times. Money, something that is of high value, that is expensive. Maybe an expensive car. An expensive person. This person is expensive. When you talk about an expensive person, maybe he wears expensive things. He's rich. Yes, to be expensive, you're rich because you don't use cheap things. You use expensive things. And then to be expensive, that is the opposite of being cheap. Cheap, you wear things of low value, very cheap things. Maybe something is very cheap. You can easily buy it. Anybody can buy it. That is something cheap. And then we have lazy. Lazy, this is mostly used to describe character of a person. When the person is lazy, this person hardly meets his responsibilities. He doesn't do things on time, and then he's lazy. Could we say he's weak? Sometimes he's not weak, but he's not just serious. He's not diligent. Diligent. To be diligent, okay. To be lazy, that is the opposite of diligent. To be lazy, you don't take things serious and you don't commit yourself to do things on time. Everything is not serious to you, then you are a lazy person. And then we have clever. A clever person, this is to do with intellectual ability. Clever. He's clever in thinking, in making decisions. You're clever. You can easily think about something and solve it. You're clever. You can be, oh, this person is clever in class. It can be in terms of classroom work, everyday life decisions. This person is clever. And to be clever, that is the opposite of stupid. If you are not, I don't want to say if you are not stupid, you're clever, but the opposite of clever is being stupid. A stupid person hardly analyzes things and comes to a conclusion, hardly comes to how is the easiest way I can explain to you to be stupid? To be stupid is the opposite of being clever. Yes. And then we have normal. Something normal is also everyday thing. Like it's normal. When something is normal, it is expected. It is not surprising. It is not strange. It can also mean to be usual. A normal thing. Like it's normal to wake up, prepare yourself and go to office every morning. But it's not normal, it is strange when you're supposed to wake up, prepare yourself, go to class or go to work, but you sleep up to later hours and you know you're expected to be somewhere and then you are not minding about your commitments or what you're supposed to do. That is strange. Another example I can give about strange, something that is not of, something that you don't know. He can be a strange person. This person is strange. You don't know this person. You don't know this person, that means it's strange. This situation is strange. It's not usual. It's not normal. That means it is strange. Okay, we have finished to talk about some of the adjectives that describe quality. Can we go to adjectives that describe shapes? Shapes? Yes, we have round. Round. This is round. When I do like this, I'm meaning round. Can you go round? Maybe you go around this table. That is the adjective to mean round. Round. And then we have circle. Circle can also mean round. It is the same as, circle is the same as round. Then we have triangle. Triangle has 3 corners. Triangle. Triangle. Tri means 3. So triangle has 3 angles. This is triangle. 1 angle, 2 angle, 3 angle. Triangle. Triangle. That is describing a shape. Remember I said circle or round is like this. This is circle. This is round. This is oval. Oval comes from O. O. Letter O. So it is either circle, oval, round. All these are shapes. And then we have square. Square is like this. All the sides are equal and has 4 corners. All the sides are equal. This is square. Square shape. And then we have rectangle. Rectangle is almost the opposite of square. But for it, this is how it looks to be. This is the rectangle shape. The rectangle. Oh, the house is in a rectangle shape. Oh yeah, that building is rectangular or in rectangle shape. This is rectangle. And then we have oval, square, triangle, circle, round, cone shape. Can we share the cone shape? Cone. I'm not very good at art, but I can give you at least. This is cone. This is a cone shape. And then that's what I can give you, the adjectives I can give you about shapes. Then we go to the adjectives about color. Color. We have different colors in our daily life. So, there's nothing much I can give to describe color, but I want to teach you how to pronounce. How can you pronounce these colors? We have light. Light. Something light. For example, if you look at my background, it is light. And then light can also be an adjective that describes weight. Maybe it's a light phone, not heavy. It can mean, light can mean to be bright and And then light can also mean something that is not heavy, the opposite of heavy. Then we have dark. Dark. Something dark is almost like black, but is not black, but is dark. You can hardly see through. Maybe a dark house, there is no light. If the electricity goes off in your house, then your house is dark. And then we have bright. Bright. A bright house has good lights. It is light. There is electricity is on in your room, in your house, then it is bright. Then we have violet. Violet. And then we have indigo. Indigo. We have blue. As I said, some of the colors, I will not go deep in explaining them. My emphasis will be on the pronunciation. How can we pronounce these colors, these adjectives about colors? Then we have green. Green is easily, the easiest example I can give you is vegetation. The whole vegetation is green. The trees, the grass, most compounds are green. Then we have yellow, like yellow banana. And then we have orange. Then we have red. The example of red can be blood. When you cut yourself, what comes out of your body? Blood. And that blood is not any other color but red. Can we talk about adjectives that describe countries and the nationalities? The nationality. When I talk about a country, for example, Thailand is a country. And what is the nationality of Thailand? Thai is the nationality of Thailand. So every country has its nationality. So we have Thai is a nationality, Thailand is a country. We have American, that is nationality, and then America, that is a country. And then we have Japanese. Generally, what is a nationality? A nationality, that is people that come from these countries. If you come from Japan, then you are Japanese. Japan is your country. Japanese is who you are. That's your nationality. And then Chinese. And then we have Korean. Korean is the nationality. Korea is the country. We have Malaysian. Malaysian is the nationality. Malaysia is the country. Then we have Indonesian. Indonesian is the nationality and Indonesia is the country. And then we have Vietnamese. Vietnamese is this person that comes from Vietnam. Vietnam is the country. Vietnamese is the nationality. Okay. Let's continue to, we have talked about adjectives that describe quality. And then we have talked about, let's go to these pictures. Together we describe these pictures. Look at that first girl. If we want to describe these pictures, what is picture number 1? Picture number 1, we can say, she is beautiful. She's beautiful. Picture number 2, when you look at picture number 2, that is food. Which adjective can we use? Yummy, tasty, delicious. Then picture number 3, look at that dog. We can say the dog is happy, jolly, interesting. Picture number 4, how can you talk about this man? Excited? Is he excited? Yes, you can say the man is excited because he's laughing. He's happy. Look at that last man, number 5. He is attentive. Attentive is the adjective. He is smart. He's dressed in a suit. The man is handsome. Handsome is an adjective. Let's continue. We have adjectives for describing size. We had talked about size. And we said we have big. Can we remind ourselves about the pronunciation? Number 1 is big. Number 2 is small. It is either big or small. Then large, tiny. Number 3 is large. Number 4 is tiny. Number 5 is huge. Something huge is beyond being big. Then we have tall in terms of height. We have short. We have wide. And then we have narrow. And then we have deep. Something deep extending far down. Something deep, it extends far down. You can talk about these adjectives when you're talking about the waters, the sea, the ocean, the swimming pool, like I told you before. Then shallow, not very deep. Little, very little, maybe little water, little food. Then we have thin, thick, massive. Something massive is something huge. Huge. You can say something massive, it is something huge. We have high in terms of height. High mountain. We have gigantic. Gigantic. We have enormous. Enormous. Enormous, something huge, giant, massive, it is enormous. We have long. We have medium. Yeah, let's look at these pictures. When you look at these pictures, picture number 1, you can say the man is giant. He's a giant. He's huge. He's tall. Picture number 2, that is a long wall. It is long. You can see it is very long. And then picture number 3, can we say it's dark? Look at it. Picture number 3, it is dark. You see, maybe it's a dark hole and it's a deep hole. It is either dark or deep. And then picture number 4, you can talk about small. You can see an animal that is small on a big finger. The finger is big and then this thing is small on the finger. Can we talk about adjectives describing age? Age. Number 1, we have young. Young. Being young, it means you have few years. Your years are few. Number 2, we have old. Old is the opposite of young. Number 3, we have current. Something current is new. Number 4, we have antique. Antique. This is something belonging to ancient time. Maybe statues of antique gods, some statues of long time ago, they are antique. This is a term that talks about things of long time ago. And then number 5, we have ancient. Ancient means long time ago. Ancient people, ancient designs, ancient songs. Yes. And then we have new. Something new is something of almost today, like something that is going on now, that is new. Then we have teenage. Teenage is an adjective that describes people that are below 19 years. You say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You hear teen, teen, teen. To be a teen, that means you are below 19 years. You are 19 years and below. You are a teenager. Then number 8, we talk about middle-aged. Middle-aged, you are not old, you're not young, but you're middle-aged. And then mature, someone mature. You can say this girl is mature because you are of age. Your age and maybe your reactions, your actions are mature. You behave, you act like a mature person. Sometimes it's not necessarily that you're mature and you have many years. To be mature is to act like old people are expected to act. And then recent is something new. Number 10 is recent. New, current, or fresh. Then we have adjectives for describing shape. I had told you before. So number one, let's remind ourselves about the pronunciations. Number one is round. Number two is circle. Number three is triangle. Number four is square. Number five is oval. Number six is cone. Number seven is rectangular, that is rectangle. Number eight is fat. Number nine is thin. And then number 10 is overweight. What is overweight? Overweight is being with more than the kilos that are more than your expected weight. That is overweight, you have too many kilos. Let's look at these shapes below. Number one says star. This is a star. Star. Shape number two is pentagon. What is a pentagon? A pentagon is this. This is a pentagon. And then shape number three is pear. A pear shape. A pear is a fruit, but you can have shapes that are in pear. Pear, maybe it can. Many things are designed in the pear shape. It can be a power bank. It can be anything, depending on the designer of things, how he or she would want to design his or her thing. Let's continue. We have a few minutes. We are concluding about our daily life today, adjectives. We are learning about adjectives, and we learned about color, adjectives for describing color. We said, lastly, let's remind ourselves about the pronunciations of these colors. Number one is light. Number two is dark. Number three is bright. Number four is violet. Violet. Number five is indigo. Indigo. Number six is blue. Number seven is green. Number eight is yellow. Number 9 is orange. Number 10 is red. This doesn't mean that these are the only colors. There are more colors that we have not talked about, like pink, like black, and more colors. But this is what I can share with you this afternoon. Yes, when you look at the last picture we are having, color the rainbow according to the color on the rainbow. Do you know rainbow color? This is the homework I'm giving you. You color for me that to look like a rainbow. Rainbow has red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Yes, I did not tell you about purple, but that's how, look at that word. That is how you can pronounce that color, purple. Purple. This is what I can share with you this afternoon. Thank you for listening to me. Once again, my name is Teacher Elizabeth. You can call me Teacher Liz. And we have learned about adjectives. And adjectives, these are words that we use to describe things. Or when you want to talk about things, people, we have words that describe them, and these are adjectives. Okay? We had just talked about adjectives that describe color. We talked about the rainbow. to color the rainbow. When you look at that, it can be the rainbow. When you color it, the first color is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, then purple. When you color this picture in the arrangement of those colors, it will look like a rainbow. Yes. So this afternoon, let's remind ourselves what we've talked about. We've talked about adjectives that describe quality of things, quality of people. We have talked about adjective that describe size. We have talked about adjective that describe shapes. And then adjectives that describe color. In our daily life, we must meet these adjectives and we must learn how to talk about them. In our next session, prepare to learn about countries and nationalities. However much we had learned a little about them, but we have much more to learn about a country and a nationality. When you talk about a country and a nationality, do you understand? Do you understand what it means? And do you know how to pronounce these countries and these nationalities? Yes, together with me in our next session, we are going to learn about them. Thank you for learning with me this afternoon. I remain Teacher Elizabeth, and my nickname is Teacher Liz. We can always learn a lot more about English in daily life. It is not something that ends or something that is small, because our daily life means from now until forever when we should die. That's what I mean. So there are many adjectives we have to learn so that we can easily communicate to one another and understand one another. Yes. So I now prepare to learn about adjectives about countries and nationalities. Then adjectives describing material. Then we are going to learn about the noun and adjective. What is a noun? What is an adjective? And then adjective order. We are going to look at many pictures and describe them. Yes. Thank you once again. Have a good afternoon.